Hey everybody, I just want to welcome you to my live stream here. I'm trying to get everything set here. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Yep, it sounds like I'm coming through all right. I've got a little flashing button up here that's annoying that's telling me that I don't have any sound, but I obviously do. So at any rate, I wanted to, of course, talk a little bit about the contest, the silver giveaway. And hey, Yodi. Hey, Mark. How's it going? Welcome, everybody. We're going to do the silver giveaway here in a bit. I just want to give you all a little bit of update on the hobby, update on my book, update on some books that I've bought recently that I'm completely happy with, and a project that I'm involved in here that's I'm in the middle of. Hey, William. How's it going? So yeah, who dug what? Let me know what y'all dug today. I'd love to know. Hey, Workman. Hey, Scott. Welcome, everybody. Yes, what did Steph Diggs find? I'm really curious about that. I'm gonna have to go take a look. Pretty excited to see that. At any rate, so just a couple of things, a couple of updates here. Hey, Treasure Charger, good to see you, buddy. I'm involved in a project here. I got a unique opportunity. There was a person who had a lot of these. What would I call them? Is clothier's buttons, buttons from around the late 1800s, very early 1900s. Hey, Caulfield, how's it going? Yeah, West Virginia, great place to dig. Mud, you didn't miss a thing, my friend. Don't worry about it. I'm just giving a little bit of a heads up, a little state of the relic address, and we're working up to it. So that's what we're doing. But anyhow, so I got access to a giant amount of these clothier's buttons. And hey, Cynthia, that's a great channel member there. Cynthia has been a member for a good many months, and thank you all so much. Jan also, excellent. Just want to give you all a shout out. There are folks who are supporters of my channel who are always here, and it only costs $5 to support my channel. That's the basic membership, and then there's a $10 level. I'm not in this to make money, but it's nice to have a little bit of cash. Wow, she found a U.S. box plate. Heck yeah, that's amazing. Hey, John, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, so I had access to a giant, and I'm talking about 1,000 of these buttons, and they're all different types, and there's a lot of duplicates and so forth. Even just one type. Now these are buttons from the 1880s, and look at the condition on these. Those are just say extra quality. They're in two different sizes. Hey, Dirt Clod, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, how's it going? Enjoyed your last video this past Friday. Great stuff. But, you know, like, look at that condition. I mean, these are from the 1880s and 90s, these extra quality buttons. And you can't beat that. I mean, that's just wild. Some of these were on garments, it looks like. Some of them were never on garments at all. And I've got a bunch of the steel ones that are all different types. And the steel ones, of course, never survive for me, so I'm always interested in those. These are just plain ones. But yeah, Mud, they had 1880s four-hole buttons. Those four-hole buttons actually go way back in time. The underwear buttons and bone buttons go super far back. But we never find these steel buttons, you know, unless you're out west or something in a really dry environment. So I've been separating them all out. I've got literally thousands. These are all ones that say Paris or some of them say Austria, some of them say Germany, some of them say Prima. So these are all marked with a quality mark, Deposé usually, and multiple patents. I got to sort these out by patents too. It's just a treasure trove of stuff. These are all the four-hole ones that are, a lot of these are, some of these are solid, some of these are two-piece with a tin back, some of these are two-piece with a brass back. Most of those look like they've never ever been on a garment. Just pretty wild. And then I have some ones that are, there's a couple that made it in there that shouldn't have, but tin ones that are just all made out of tin. And they are I got some that have either a wooden or a bone back there, and these are all two-piece, and I've sorted all of those out. But what really gets me going is things like this, you know, the ones that have the clothier's marks. So this one just says A. Bennett and Company. No state listed. Hey, Mandy, how's it going? Welcome. Glad you're here. We're just talking about a little button project that I'm involved in. So I have a ton of clothier buttons here. I have not even gone through any of those yet. A full box full to try to sort out. And I have more in here. And those are all clothiers from the 1800s. And then, let's see, and then I have this whole side of this thing all filled up with clothier's buttons that I've already ID'd, which is totally crazy. The most common group of these is the ones that have this post back with the one post that goes through. And a lot of those are tin, but you do have some that have brass on both pieces. These are just plain. They got some stippling, but there's tons of those. Those are all plain buttons. Some of them have a design. Some of them have a little. This one says perfection. Some of them have a quality mark. This one's a pretty wild one here. Just like I don't know, it's like a lightning bolt design. Yep, pretty wild. So I'm enjoying going through all of those, trying to see what's there. Super excited about that project, and I'm kind of interested in, learning more, starting a spreadsheet. And at any rate, so I got all those for super cheap. And like I said, they were just like this type of stuff you never see because I've been watching for those buttons online. Yeah, changed my name to Button Boy. Yeah, I'm not digging too many buckles these days. Seem like I kind of hit my little spots. Hey, A. Bennett and Company, Hondo. Hey, welcome, my friend. And that's just the person that I want to talk to about these buttons, because let me tell you, Hondo is a suspender clip, a suspender buckle expert, and also a trouser button expert, which most of these buttons were on. I'm not convinced that some of these tin buttons here, these little lightweight tin ones, weren't on some sort of underwear or undergarment. But yeah, there's some cool treasures in there. Can't wait to see what those are like. I ended up buying a button or two that I kind of liked. I'll show you those. I have one here that I didn't pay hardly anything for. That's a nice sort of golden age button. Just really sparkly. We never see these out of the ground. We never see them, shiny. So it's kind of neat to see it shine. I found a button from the Bingham School, and so I bought a button from the Bingham School, which I thought was kind of cool. And then I bought a couple of little golden age buttons here. I think this is a Benedict and Burnham, maybe, or Benedict and Co. So that's a great, 1820s or 30s button right there. These, you can get these if you wait and are patient. You can get them for $5 or $6 each. So there's another golden age button. I'd found several examples of that exact button, so I thought it was kind of nice to have one. Here's one that people are always like, oh, it's a main button, but it's not. It's a civilian button. Treble gilt. Yeah. So that was fire gilded 3 times while they huffed the mercury, while women and children were fire gilding it with gold dissolved in mercury and huffing that mercury, breathing it in. Goodness, talk about a toxic environment. Glad they don't do that to plate buttons like that anymore. Anyhow, I just wanted to kind of show you all those. I kind of like those items a good bit. And one of the things that I've been using, let's see, Dirt Cloud says, I found a neat button a couple days ago I'm really happy with. Ooh, I can't wait to see that, DC. That's going to be pretty neat. Wow. Was it military? Was it civilian? I'm just curious to know. Like, give us a hint here. Don't leave us hanging. Mudswat says, my best buttons I ever found were 2 War of 1812 buttons found in a field near my home. Whoa. Wow. Yeah, we don't find too much War of 1812 stuff down here. I've been lucky enough to find a little bit, but I'm mainly after the Civil War era stuff. But when it comes right down to it, I'm just really happy digging anything. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm kind of cheap like that. I'm a cheap date. You know, you get the shovel in the ground, I'm good. I wanted to show you all this. This is just a basic caliper, and it's a digital caliper, and you know, I've had this for like 8 years. It came with a spare battery right there, and I think I swapped the battery out once. But this is from Harbor Freight. I think I used a coupon for $5 off, and I think it only cost me like, I don't know, $12 or something crazy. But this is super useful. You can zero it if you need to, and then it'll tell you exactly how wide something is. Oh, look, my finger is 8.6 millimeters wide. But the nice thing about this is this side too. Hey, Tom, how's it going? Welcome. Tom's in the house here. Great. One of the things that's really good for, like, if you want to see what caliber a gun barrel is, you can put that side into the gun barrel, and that will tell you that the distance between these fingers right there is 10.89 millimeters. Or I guess you shouldn't do it for the gun barrel. You should go with inches. Yeah, let's see, there is a 44 caliber pistol. All right, so pretty cool. Anyhow, I thought I would just show you all that. That's a really invaluable tool to be able to see. Hey, Amanda, how's it going? Glad you're here. Yeah, thanks for coming. We're just doing a little bit of state of the relic address here before, as we work into counting a bunch of marbles together. This is gonna really drive me up the wall, but hey, you know what? I put my foot in my mouth for this giveaway, so we're gonna count a lot of marbles. I have no idea how many marbles are there. Yeah, but glad you're here, Amanda. And Mandy's in the house here too. Mandy's Candy. Just want to say I have not even read my American Digger magazine this month. It's just been sitting here. I've been that busy. It's been crazy. If I get a moment, I'm going to dig instead of read. But I wanted to show you a couple of books that I bought. You know, I wanted this Ray Rilling book for a long time. It's called the Powder Flask book. And I really wanted this book for a long time. And it's just so darn expensive because it's out of print. And the great thing about this book is it lists just like every single type of powder flask. I mean, just like crazy types. But the best things are over here, where you get all of these panel flasks, just pages and pages and pages, and they're all numbered. You know, I mean, this is tremendous. Any flask you could ever find in the ground is in this book, and it just got some great information in it. And so I was super interested in getting this book, and I just kind of waited and waited and waited. And after a couple of years, there was finally one that came up that was like, I don't know, $25. So I'm like, shoot, that beats the hell out of, $150 for this book. So I bought it, and I haven't looked back. So super glad to have that book. The other book I did a little bit of a review on when I bought it this past fall, and that's this American Military Buttons, and this is the Bruce Bazelon book. And this, so you've got the Rev War book by Don Troiani that covers all the early stuff, the Revolution stuff. Then you've got the book that's not the Alberts, but the Tice book, and Tice covers all of the stuff up to the Civil War. Alberts kind of covers everything, but it's not as specific. It's been a long time since that came out. And this book covers this narrow date range here of about 50 years. And it's really, really good. I mean, it's full color. It's an incredible book. It lists every single type and subtype and every back mark, and some really amazing info on these buttons. So, at any rate, so there's two books that I've recently acquired, and the third book is this book. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? Good to see you here. Yeah, Mud, I wonder the same thing. Mud says, I sometimes wonder what relics I've taken to the scrapyard. Yeah, I'm sure I've thrown some things away, and some things that I regret. One of the things that I threw away pretty early on was a piece that looked like a towel bar holder. It was about this big square. It was cast brass, and it had some like fluting up the sides, and it was about that tall and perfectly square. And I thought that was mounted on the wall for a towel bar to go in between two of them. Well, it was the base of a 1700s candlestick, and I probably will never find another one because it was such a fine item and such a costly purchase back in its day. And so I unfortunately threw that away and had no idea what that was. But then I like crapped myself when I saw it in a book. So, you know, it happens. The best thing you can do is to learn as much as you can, help others when you can, and try to keep the misinformation down, you know, in terms of like not believing everything you see online. So this is the American Fraternal Sword. A lot of people find sword pieces and they're like, oh, they're Civil War, or they advertise them as Civil War. Or they say, okay, well, it's got to be Civil War because it is, you know, it's advertised as Civil War online on some site where they know darn well what it is, or maybe they don't. Maybe they're just clueless. And so, you know, a lot of these fraternal swords have pommels that have like knights on them, you know, knight imagery and stuff like that, but a good many of them don't. A good many of them are just like this, you know. And so this has been super useful to be able to find info about all these swords and their subtypes and various things. And a lot of times they'll have imagery on them, so you'll be able to tell, you know, what fraternal organization. Yeah, so pretty wild. But that's a useful book, and I've already helped some people online with that. Yeah, Cynthia, I think, yeah, we've all done that. I wish there was a way that we didn't have to do that, but that's part of the reason I'm working on this book. So I started writing my book. Here's a book update before we get into the great marble count of 2025. Yeah, happy to help, Jan. I'm really glad to help you to ID that. That was a great find that you made. Yeah, so with my ID book, my Relic ID book, the title of it is Relics, A Guide to Identification. And it seeks to cover every single thing that you could ever hope to find in the ground, which is, you know, tall order. But a lot of those things are like subtypes or variations on a theme, or they fit into like a suspender buckle. Like then there's tons of different types. Well, there's a suspender buckle book out. Now there's going to be a second suspender buckle book. So, you know, I made some general comments about suspender buckles, talked about a few of the types and some of the dating, and then, you know, like it already exists in a book, so I'm not going to go into like writing a suspender buckle book. So my book is basically an ID manual, and it's almost 1,800 photos, and it's stuff from all over the world, non-dug items from all over the world, from different collections and museums online and in person. And so, you know, it's doll legs and different types of flasks and bottles and glass and buttons and cape pins and relics and pistols and musket balls and suspender buckles and garter buckles and I always said cloak clasps. You know, it's like diaper pins and horse blanket pins, and you just like, you name it. It's all in there, and I'm super excited about it. Took 3 years of work. I started in 2021. It took 3 years of work writing it, and now the layout process has been over a year, and it's going to end up being summer of this year when the book is going to be available. So I'm super excited to get that out there and get it into people's hands. And it's just a long process, you know, when you do something like that, and it's expensive for layout, and it's expensive for editing to have other people fact check every single thing you put in there, but it's really important to do that. And so I'm going to be in a good bit of money on this book in terms of the fees and the editing and layout and everything, but it's super worth it because that'll help it be accurate. And I want it to be accurate, you know, indefinitely, but you know, like that powder flask book is like the book, for example, on its topic. So I'm hoping that this will help, you know, everybody from us hobbyists to even archaeologists, because let's face it, I've seen some archaeological papers that had misidentified things, and a lot of them. So at any rate, yeah, that's coming out this summer or very early fall. That's what I've heard. It's being published by Graybird, which is Butch Holcomb and American Digger magazine. At any rate, let's get into the marble count. First off, here in this nice little thing that I bought for 50 cents. That's a nice sandwich glass piece. I have these coins. This is the giveaway. We've got 3 nice dimes there and 2 silver quarters. So over $1 face value of silver content that is going to a happy person, whoever gets the closest without going over to the total number of marbles that I dug in 2024, or eyeballed rather, in 2024. 2024 was a pretty wild year for marbles. It was up there near the top. It wasn't the most marbles that I've ever found in a year, but it was a lot of marbles. And so I went and put this over here in plain view, all this beautiful silver spilling out here. So I wrote down all the guesses. We have a lot of guesses here. It's pretty wild. Looks like we've got, let's see, we've got some guesses here at the top that are kind of on the small side. Super Bowser says 6 marbles. I think Super Bowser may not have watched too many of my videos yet. We have Dave here, UNK13 Dave, 64. And we have a lot of clustered around here. You know, we've 5280 says 111. Jackie says 117. I wrote some guesses down the side here because I ran out of space to put them in order. So that kind of goes and then continues on here. Good many here in the 200 range, 200 to 300 range. Then it starts to thin out again in terms of the guesses as we get up here into the 400 range. And then 500 range, dirt clod metal detecting. And Tom says, I'm guessing I was way off. Well, hard to know, hard to know. We're going to find out here in a bit. And then the highest guess was Mystic Librarian with 800 marbles. Gosh. Yeah, so we're going to figure out how many marbles there are. There's a nice spread. Whoever got the closest without going over will receive all this nice silver. So I guess I should show you the marbles that I dug. I've been putting them, oh God, in this. And so that's a lot of marbles. It's, I don't know how many pounds. It's 8 pounds, 10 pounds. No, more than 10 pounds. That's a lot of marbles. At any rate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start counting these, I guess, so that we can see how many we have. I have a couple of bins here, and I'm just going to start. Yeah, Tom says, holy crap. So I'm going, Scott, I'm going by the guesses that were left on the last, the video from a week and a few days ago. The guessing closed this past Friday. And so I've got all those guesses written down on the page here. So I guess it's time to start. Hey, Medical, how's it going? Welcome, glad you're here. So it's time to start 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh my God, this is going to take forever. 14, 16, 18, 20. 22, 24, 26, hey Lucky Duck, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. We're to 50. What did you all say? I thought you meant that jar, full jar. No, actually, yeah, it was way off. I mean, I don't know how way off it was, but it was fairly off. I mean, I assume because it's not anywhere near as heavy as that. So 50, 52. Oh my God. 54. 56. Half ones count. 58, 60, 62, 64, 66. Hey, Jersey Ray. 68. We're up to 70. Jersey Ray, you gonna help me count some marbles? 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90, 92, 94, 96, 98, and 100. Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, God, there's 100. I'm going to put these aside so I don't have to count them again. So there's 100 in that tray. We're going to start on the second tray. And we still got a lot here. All right. Yeah, I wonder how many are uranium glass, Tom says. That's a good question. I need to get one of those black lights. I had one, and I don't know what I did with it. I think maybe my wife picked it up and was super surprised when she went out to walk the dog. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. It'll be definitely something to check out and see how many of those are uranium glass and basically phosphoresce or whatever under black light. It'd be really cool. All right, are we ready for the second 100? I hope so. All right, here's 2. God, I'll never do this again. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, nice Bennington, 22, 24, oh my gosh, 26, 28, let's go, Jan says, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 4, 6, 8, 60, 62, 64, 6, 8, 70, 72, 4, 6, 8, 80. That's a cool one. 82, 4, 6, 8, 90. 92, 4, 6, 8, and 200. All right, so I'm going to set this one aside. So there's 200 marbles in those 2 bins. All right, let me get another bin here. Whew, up to 200 now. My gosh. All right, get a nice big handful here, so I don't have to reach in as many times. 200 marbles later, yeah. Let's see, 2. Oops. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. You remember that one was fairly recent in the last video. There's 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 2, 4, 66, oops, 68, and as I drop one, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 4, 6, 88, 90, 2, 4, 6, 98, and 100. All right, so that's 300 marbles. Whew. Oh, I will probably separate out, Mud, some of the ones that are like nicer, you know, ones that aren't damaged and chipped and so forth, and I'll separate those out. And the chipped ones I'll just store like this in a big jug somewhere. But the ones that are decent, I'll separate out to keep them nice. Okay, so that's 300 marbles there. Still got a good bit left here. Whew. Here's another bin. Goodness. All right, so here we go. All right. All right, how many do we have in my right hand? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Hey, Patty. 20, 22, 24. Twenty-six, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, and 40. Hey, keep digging. How you doing? We're up to 340. 2, 4, 6, 8, and, well, if I don't drop it, 50. Okay, up to 350 marbles. Whew. 2, 4, hey, Northern Found, 6, 8, 60. 2, 4, 6, 8, 70. 2, 4, 6, 8, 80. Ooh. 2, 4, 6, 8, 90. 2, 4, 6, 8, and whew, there is 400 marbles. 100, 200, 300, oof, 400. Now, let's see what's left here. That doesn't look like 100 in there. So we're going to see. I'm going to use this until it overflows. We'll put all the silver right here. All right. Here's 2, 4. That's a great sound. 6, 8, 10. Tiny Bennington. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, Mud, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, nice Bennington there, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52. Whew. So we've got here empty. There's just a little chip in there that doesn't count. It's not not a half or bigger. We've got 100, 200, 300, 400, and 52. 452 marbles for the year. Whoa. So let's look at, let's look at our guesses again and see who was the closest. It looks like Twin Diggers, Minnesota, Pam and Pat was the closest without going over. Yeah. Next closest was 444. The actual total was 452 and a quarter. Yeah. Great. Awesome. So Twin Diggers, Minnesota, Pam and Pat, please reach out to me and get me your info so that I can send you all of these fine silver coins. Yeah, Minnesota, Pam and Pat. Great job. Great guess. Thank you all. Congratulations, Minnesota. Pam and Pat, I'll be mailing these to you. Just need a mailing address. So reach out and email me and I'll mail you that dollar in silver coins. Congrats again. Thank you all so much for playing. I thought this was kind of a cool thing. Hey, Jimmy Jones, how's it going, my friend? Thought this was kind of a cool giveaway. Like I said, that's a crazy amount of marbles. I think by weight, I've found more than that, one a year or two. But I also think that there was a good many years where I found a little less than that. So what's crazy is when you think about how many years I've been doing this, you can see how many marbles I've found. It's just absolutely nuts. But I like them. I think they're really cool. All right. Yeah, somebody definitely lost their marbles. It's a great pastime down here to go find those. Please comment, please like, goodness. I never want to count that many marbles in a row again. That's stressful, counting it live. It's so stressful. Like worried I'm going to mess up, and like Mud Swat, it's like sitting there like, you messed up, you need to start over. That's like my worst nightmare, right? That just came true. But yeah, Cynthia, it's marvelous. That is a marvelous find right there. So many of these are pretty cool. I wish I knew more about the specifics of each one of them, because there's some really neatly colored ones. There's a Benny. Neatly colored ones in here, and some that are in pretty decent shape. Just totally cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. So if you find marble, does that make you smarter or less crazy? Yeah, that's a good question, bud. Yeah, pretty good question. This one looks like some sort of a clay, unglazed clay. It might be glazed. Yeah, Treasure Charger, I'd love to know a little bit more about these. I know that I probably shouldn't keep them like this, but the ones that are all, dinged up, like really badly chipped like that one. And I wish some of these larger ones. Hey, Jimmy, whoa, thank you. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Whoa. That is amazing, Jimmy. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn this into prizes for more people. Wow. What generosity. Yeah, I'm humbled by that. Yeah, these big marbles, they never seem like they survive all that well, which is a shame because I know that the bigger they are. Yeah, thanks for what you do, Jimmy. Thank you for your support here. It's really gratifying to see that people, enjoy what I do and enjoy learning about these relics. And so, yeah, I'm humbled by that gift. So thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you all again for watching. It was a fun hangout and a fun giveaway tonight. I'm gonna, make some dinner and I guess take our dog for the walk and try to find that that blacklight flashlight. Mud Swat says, I've seen some remarkable marbles in there, so you should look into some of those. Yeah, I definitely need to. My philosophy is that I pull out the ones that don't have any damage and put them in a separate case, so that they are protected. And then the ones that have damage, unless it's something that looks really, really weird. Thanks a bunch, Medical. Thanks, Scott. Have a good night. that I figure that if I can just separate those out like that, then then I'll be able to, the ones that are chipped, I figure are probably not worth a whole lot. Workman, thanks for stopping in. Have a good night, my friend. DC, you've only found one marble. Gosh, do they plow out your way, or is it all no-till? If you can get out any of those plowed fields, and that's what's going to do it. Yeah, mud. I figured chipped is an issue, and a lot of these are chipped in some way. You can see even just here. The surface of that is so chipped from being in the plow zone for so many years. Some of it may have been damaged from when kids used it, but then you occasionally get some that are just like that are really, well, that one does have a chip or two. It's hard to find any that are totally nice, but occasionally you can find a couple that are really good. The vast majority of them have some sort of damage. That was a pretty good one there. At any rate, well, I think I'm probably going to, yeah, I cherish all of my finds, Cynthia. Yeah, that's, yeah, I get excited about anything that's something that you can find. I mean, I don't really care if it's a marble or a coin from the 1800s. It doesn't matter much to me. I like it all. So, yeah, Monica, hey, how you doing? Sorry you missed that. The person who won was Twin Diggers, Minnesota, Pam and Pat. Twin Diggers, Minnesota, Pam and Pat, with a guess of 450. They guessed 450 marbles, and the actual total was 452. So they were just 2 marbles off with their guess, which is pretty amazing. At any rate, Treasure Charger, I'm chipped too. Yeah. So I just wanted to thank you all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here tonight for this live stream. I really appreciate all of you. And at some point, I guess when my book comes out, I'll probably show my face on my live streams. But until then, I'd rather just keep it about the relics. It's not because I think I have nice hands, although, they're not bad hands. I'd be a hand model in my other life. But it really just keeps it about the relics. And I don't feel like you need a big personality with crazy hair or some crazy sayings or some bunch of idiocy to make metal detecting more exciting. It's exciting by virtue of what it is. The relics are exciting and the history is amazing. And so that's just my honest belief about that. So when people ask about me showing my face, I'm just like, I don't need a gimmick. And everything's so personality based that it should just be about, what you dig and what you learn about what you dig. And with that, I think I'm going to head out, and thank you all again. Have a great night, everybody. I really appreciate all of you. And congrats again to Twin Diggers, Minnesota, Pam and Pat. Keep it real. Good luck in 2025, and keep digging. Good night, everyone.